catching up with Jayde Nicole, who is the mastermind behind the latest taco shop that's taken over LA, Sugar Tacos. This is Dream Big. Hey everybody, welcome to Dream Big. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'm so excited to have a friend of mine, Jayde Nicole. We've known each other throughout so many years here in LA.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I'm so happy to have you here as an entrepreneur who's built this mega taco shop that is creating so much buzz in LA, and they're about to expand into their next location, a TV show in the works, which we can't talk about, but
Not yet.
not yet, but you guys are have some major stuff coming up. So Jayde, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So I feel like we've kind of grown up together in LA. I've seen you do the hills.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I think that's how we met, when you were doing the hills.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Flies.
I know. It's crazy to think about that.
And then I remember you did my birthday party at that nightclub, which is now Avenue, I feel like, right?
Yeah, they bought us out a couple years ago.
What was it called?
It was called AV.
AV. And you guys, they threw me the most amazing birthday party, and Jayde was like walking around like I'm like, you know, the bad bitch.
Well, I was one of the owners.
But you were like the bad bitch walking around like, okay, you get in, you get out of the way. This is her table. This is that. Like, I always like looked at her. I was like, oh my God, look at her. She's like, I feel like you always had that boss in you.
Yeah, especially in my early 20s, I, really projected that heavily.
Right.
I think because I was young and because I was a woman in like a men dominated industry,
yeah.
It was really hard already. So I feel like I felt like I had to be extra, which I don't now. I'm much more chill now. But it was also a nightclub. I was in my 20s. It was so much fun. But you really had to be like on point because like it's really easy to make mistakes. It's really easy to get pushed over.
Right.
So you have to be real strong and forward in that industry.
I could really relate to you in that. So I wasn't in nightclub, but I do feel like I always had to be extra strong and extra firm just because I was working in a male-dominated industry, entertainment, Hollywood. And I do feel like if you're not strong and you're not firm with your like way, you will get stepped on.
Yes.
People will walk all over you.
Of course.
But I do feel like with the nature of where things are going and people being more open and more understanding, I feel like I've calmed down too.
Yeah, I mean, when you get older, I feel like you just find smarter ways to do things.
Right.
Like, I just find it a waste of my time now. If people act like that towards me, I kind of just like move on my way and ignore them.
Yeah.
Before, I wanted to like put them in their place, and I wanted
Prove
them to
them
know
wrong.
that I
Right.
was their boss and know that what I was doing was right. And like now I don't even care. I'm like, hey, step out of the way.
Right.
So I feel like you learn a lot as you get older, because it is a little bit different, but it's still awful.
Yeah, it is. But I do like the nature of where things are going, especially women like you, Jayde, who is a mastermind behind Sugar Tacos. If you haven't heard about Sugar Tacos, it's basically a vegan taco shop.
Yes.
But like when I went to the like launch of Sugar Tacos, I was very inspired because there was all these women who were a part of the Sugar Taco brand who have invested in Sugar Taco, who are, your friends. Somehow like they were my friends too. And it was just really nice being surrounded by amazing women, and everybody was like really excited. And I just feel like this is a great time for females.
Yeah, I mean, when we were doing the company originally, I had, 2 male investors that were like, oh, we'll fund whatever you want to do. And I was like, oh, perfect, easy peasy, got the money. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, I'm complaining that I'm in all these companies that are all dominated by men and they're funded by men and I'm working with men. And I'm like, then I'm leaving to do my own company and I'm taking money from men. I'm like, why am I doing that?
Right.
So, and my first company I invested in, which was the nightclub, I had to fight my way to be an investor. So I'm like, why am I not like offering this opportunity to women that I know? And that's kind of how we started. We went down this long road of making like a list of people we knew that we wanted to talk to about investing. And we didn't know if they wanted to. We didn't know if they had money. We didn't know, you don't know anything. And most of them were first time investors. So we had to kind of talk them through what it means to be an investor. And I loved that part of it because I love that they were all like ready to do it, just no one was asking.
Right.
So it's kind of like this untapped market, and then it's not just like another line on the sheet for them. They're invested in it, like they're passionate about it. They want it to be successful. They come in, they support, and they're really a huge part of the brand for me.